Let's watch a Tubi movie called Don't Look Back. Even though she's looking back in the movie poster, a lawyer named Charlie catches her husband Darius spending his birthday in a hotel room with another woman, so she files for divorce. Damn, Darius' body so T the British are coming. All her friends support her. Harper, Maya, a successful real estate broker, Diana, a dentist, Victoria, the principal of their middle school, an engaged couple, Cedric and Tamia. During the court proceeding, all her friends are yapping.
Lord, please grant this divorce so we can leave.
Quiet!
Charlie's friends get so ghetto that the judge kicks them out. The divorce is granted and finalized. One day, Darius surprises Charlie, but she gets spooked.
Don't come over here starting shit before I have your black back in court as quick as you nut, and we all know how fast that is.
He asked her to go upstairs so that he can toss her around, but she refuses. My Oz would have folded so fast. Darius keeps apologizing for what he did, but she can't handle it anymore. Then slaps him. She says she's tired of having to support his dusty Oz and admits that she coat-hangered their child. Darius is shocked, and it's the tipping point for him. He exclaims she killed his child and leaves upset. Much later, Charlie finds her dream home, and her friend Maya shows it to her. Immediately, Charlie purchases the house to start her new life. Much later, Charlie meets Jackson, who introduces himself as the last owner's groundskeeper and hires him to take care of her lawn twice a month. Jackson charges a total of $100 for the front and back and informs Charlie that he's handy, so she can hire him if she needs anything fixed in her house.
Damn, he's fine.
Jackson can come trim my hedges, fix my pipes, and blow my back any day. As days go by, the two give each other flirty glances. She randomly asks him to come over for a big party event tomorrow night and asks him to take photos for her. It's a big celebration for her making partner. Jackson can't help but yearn for her while she's on stage, and my God, that look of yearning has my basement flooded. One day, Charlie asks Jackson to fix her garbage disposal because it suddenly stopped working. While he is working, he shares that he used to hang out a lot with his dad, who was good with plants, so he learned everything he knows from him. After eating lunch and getting high, Jackson says Darius must have been a fool for letting her go and calls her divorce fate because otherwise they wouldn't have met. He kisses her, and although Charlie initially hesitates going further, Charlie rides Jackson. And now we know where the term Charlie horse comes from. While doing the nasty, Jackson looks to the side with a distressed look on his face. He has flashbacks from when he was younger. Charlie asks if he's okay. Then he gets real rough and tells her that she belongs to him, and she agrees. The morning after, Charlie, thinking that they moved a bit too fast, says it can't happen again. When he reminds her that she agreed that she now belongs to him, she points out that it was just dirty talk. He gets angry, saying she lied to him and used him.
Now stop playing with me.
To de-escalate, she tells him she's going to make them breakfast, but he calls her boring, her beef stroganoff subpar, and her food nasty, taking her aback. Jackson winds up for a punch, but stops himself, and a shocked Charlie quickly steps back. He accuses her of provoking him and leaves. Scared, she locks the door. Well, that went from 0 to 100 real quick. In his car, a very emotional and angry Jackson says he's so sick of all lying women leaving him after using him and says he refuses to die like his dad. Young Jackson witnessed his dad and his stepmom fighting because she was cheating. Shortly after, a gunshot echoed in the house, and the stepmom made Jackson stare at his dad's lifeless body. She made Jackson dig his dad's grave.
I said hurry up! Damn, dig!
So that's where that viral Tubi moment came from. Days later, Jackson tells Charlie that the lawn trimming is on the house and that he forgives her for acting like a complete asshole the other day. Charlie refuses the free cut, saying she doesn't want him to feel used. She gives him the money, pissing him off. Victoria arrives at Charlie's house while Charlie is out and meets Jackson.
Jax, you want me to help you wipe that sweat off of your body? Cause I go.
I'm sorry, was you saying something?
Finding him attractive, she invites him inside to have wine with her until Charlie arrives, and he accepts.
I'm almost done loading my truck. I'll be right in.
We already know she wants all of his loads. Charlie arrives and gets annoyed by how close Victoria and Jackson are acting. After Jackson leaves, Victoria asks Charlie if she's mad because she's jealous, prompting Charlie to say that he's not her type. When Charlie gets to her office, she is greeted by flowers and a card with a letter asking her for another chance. With a smile on her face, she calls Darius to tell him that they're beautiful, confusing Darius. Realizing who it's truly from, she quickly hangs up and calls Jackson, who, with a smile on his face, asks her if she's ready to apologize. "Why haven't you fired him and gotten a restraining order yet?" Jackson says he sent her flowers because he wants to let her know that he forgives her for acting like a complete jerk the other day. Annoyed, Charlie calls him crazy and firmly reiterates that she takes all the blame for what happened that night. She apologizes because she truly thinks they moved too soon and she hasn't fully processed the huge changes in her life. Pissed, Jackson says he tried to be nice to her. He reminds her that she belongs to him and warns her that the only person she can love more than him is God, and that's only on Sundays. Charlie tells him that he has really lost his mind and that the only person she belongs to is God. She used to belong to Darius, but she doesn't anymore. She warns him that she's going to ruin his life if he doesn't stop, and hangs up. "May this love never find me or anyone in my lineage." Charlie worries that Jackson might have harmed Victoria because she hasn't heard from her, but she's relieved when Cedric says Victoria told him that she's working on some big project and is just too busy to answer any texts and calls. Shortly after, Darius calls Charlie, who immediately apologizes for making him feel like there's a chance for them to get back together, and says they should just move on. Without saying a word, Darius hangs up and feels defeated at the thought of her getting back shots from someone else. Charlie's aunt, Margie, who is a therapist, hosts the friend group in her house for dinner. There, Charlie rants about Darius calling her again and crazy Jackson filling her office with roses to make up for his behavior. Victoria crazily sides with Jackson, telling Charlie that she always puts malice in people's kind gestures for her. However, the rest of the group agrees with Charlie's perspective. When Diana questions Victoria's stance and deduces that she's sleeping with Jackson, Victoria, feeling attacked, angrily confirms that she is getting her back broken by him and says she did nothing wrong because Charlie said Jackson isn't her type. When Victoria says she likes belonging to him, Charlie informs her that Jackson said the exact same thing to her.
Are you dumb or are you dumb?
I mean, who is you talking to?
Margie urges Victoria to listen to her friends, but Victoria remains hostile.
But all these hoes.
Auntie calms everyone down and warns Victoria that Jackson seems crazy. Victoria tells Charlie that Jackson had warned her about her acting jealous and bitter, and leaves.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take it doggy style from my man. My man, my man, my man.
Victoria is the definition of "I can fix him." Cedric says he'll deal with Jackson, but Charlie stops him, fearing he'll get hurt. As days go by, Jackson gives Victoria the keys to his house. Then Charlie fires Jackson, but he still comes over to do his job. Darius, who drives by, sees Charlie shooing Jackson away and Jackson fighting back. After staring at the divorce papers for so long, Darius reluctantly signs and then puts his house up for sale. Diana goes to a restaurant to pick up her takeout and sees Victoria dining with Jackson, so she approaches them. When Victoria goes to the restroom, Diana talks to Jackson, who comments that she doesn't have common sense for opening her own practice in this economy, to which Diana responds by belittling his earnings as the neighborhood handyman. Jackson says his motivation is living, not money, because people with money die every day. After Jackson asks Diana if she likes living, Diana goes to the restroom to urge Victoria to leave with her because Jackson's eyes are full of death. However, Victoria tells her that she only sees love when she looks into Jackson's eyes and that they just have to accept that she's with him.
Whatever, excuse me.
Victoria returns to their table, informs Jackson about what Diana did in the restroom, and asks what happened between them. After Jackson acts innocent and comments that her friends are weird, he looks up Diana's dental clinic address. He later attacks Diana and steals her bag, so the cops think that it's a random robbery. Thankfully, she only got a hairline fracture. Jackson at home tries to self-soothe in front of the shrine he made dedicated to Charlie. He is haunted by the memory of him and Charlie arguing, which intertwines with the memory of his dad and his stepmom arguing. He then flinches when he hears the gunshots that killed his dad. When Victoria comes over to Jackson's house unannounced, she gets appalled upon seeing Charlie's shrine and calls him sick. He tells her he's in love and repeatedly stabs her in the fupa, resulting in her death. I mean, they did warn your dumb Oz. When Cedric checks on Victoria, Jackson, posing as Victoria, texts that Jackson hurt her, won't let her in the house, and that he is in love with Charlie. An angry Cedric visits Jackson's house and tells Jackson to leave his friends alone. They get into a fight, Jackson pulls out a gun, and Cedric leaves. Cedric goes home and calls Charlie to inform her about what happened. Although worried about his safety, she thanks him for defending her. Unfortunately, later, a man appears at Cedric's house and fatally shoots Cedric and Tamia. Meanwhile, detectives find Victoria's corpse in the trunk of her car. Seeing Charlie's business card in Victoria's purse, they visit Charlie, who had just told Diana, over the phone, about what Cedric did. When they inform her about Victoria's death, a sobbing Charlie swears that Jackson did it. Charlie calls Cedric, but to her horror, Officer Wayne picks up and informs her that Cedric and Tamia were murdered. While Jackson hurriedly packs up his stuff, he is reported on the news as a person of interest for a triple homicide. Cedric's killer visits Diana, who lovingly calls him baby and tells him that he shouldn't have visited because her friends can pop up at any time. Out of nowhere, he chokes her to death. He took "choke me zaddy" too literally. Charlie calls Darius over and fills him in with what's going on. He insists they leave to be safe, but she says she just needs him to stay there with her. Meanwhile, Jackson goes over to Harper's house and holds her at gunpoint. Jackson knows Harper and Darius were sleeping with each other, and she begs for her life, but he pops her dead for being such a terrible friend to Charlie. Raiding Jackson's house, detectives find the shrine and the newspaper clipping about the death of Jackson's dad in the hands of his stepmom. They deduce that his dad's death is what prompted his killing tendencies. Arriving at Charlie's, Jackson gets furious upon seeing Charlie with Darius. When he reveals that Darius has been sleeping with her friends, Diana and Harper, Charlie breaks down and Darius denies it. Jackson reveals that Darius is his brother who lived with their mom. Darius was the one who told him that she moved into that house and tasked Jackson to protect her. Darius just didn't expect that his brother would fall in love with Charlie. What in the brother is going on in here? Darius tells Charlie that he had to kill everybody because they were breaking them up. Jackson says he killed Victoria and Harper, and that Darius killed Diana, Cedric, and Tamia. The brothers point a gun at each other, arguing about to whom Charlie belongs to. Shortly after, a gunshot echoes in the house. Maya sees on the news that the cops are searching for Jackson, the person of interest for killing 5 friends and kidnapping Charlie. The heartbroken and scared Maya calls Darius, who then asks for her address so he can get her. Unbeknownst to Maya, Darius has Jackson's corpse and Charlie in his trunk. Charlie begs for her life, and Darius closes the trunk on her, and the movie ends. Luckily, there's no part 2, but what a twist. What did you guys think of this crazy movie?
Hey, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe now and turn on the notification because YouTube isn't recommending my videos. And if you like to watch more foolishness, click here or here.